Welcome back to Cinema Geeks, everybody. Today we're going to switch things up and do things a little bit different, and we're going to do a review of Invincible, the first 3 episodes. But before we get into that, let's give you guys a round of applause. All right. Okay. Let's get into it. Invincible. All right?
Yeah.
Created by, who's it created by? Robert Kirkman, dude who created The Walking Dead, long-running ass zombie show and on AMC.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
Fear the Walking Dead.
Fear of the Walking Dead. Oh yeah, all the spin-offs of The Walking Dead. Well, he has a comic book, another comic book, and it's called Invincible, and it's pretty gory, and it's more adult themed, right? Well, yeah. I guess The Walking Dead is also adult themed, but this is more adult themed from the comic book genre world, right?
It's more adult themed superheroes.
Yes, and they came out with the first 3 episodes back to back on the same day. Was it March 25th or 26th?
26, yeah.
26 on Amazon Prime, and it was a good watch, I must say. What about you? You liked it?
I thought it reminded me a lot of DC, like Young Justice, the DC animated movies, like something Apocalypse, Dark Side Apocalypse. That sense of like dread is always here in this show too.
But just mixed with like a lot more like realistic of like the kills of everything, like how like they showed more of like the explosions of body parts and everything.
Yeah, they
kept it gory. Like, let's just go into like, who's in it? Because it's the name. It just has mad people in it. People that you didn't even realize was in it.
Who is in it?
Let's just start off with. I guess we can start off with the family, the Grayson family,
so
right?
So you got Mark Grayson.
Mark Grayson, the lead character.
He's voiced by
Steven Yeun.
Yen or Yoon? Yen?
It's even I don't know. Maybe it's pronounced Yen. I don't know.
Okay.
Or Yoon. But you guys may know him. You got
Steven Yeun.
You guys may know him as Glenn from The Walking Dead. The last time you saw Glenn was like, his eyes was poking out of his skull.
Isn't that funny? That's the last time you see him, and that's the last time we saw him.
Oh, before we get into it, guys, I forgot. I'm sorry, I'm just going into it. Spoiler alerts. If you haven't watched the show, go watch it and come back and check this review out.
Yeah, go watch the first 3 episodes. We'll be doing reviews of the episodes as they come on. But yeah, spoiler, you have been warned.
Yeah, I have to put like a big spoiler alert over your mouth when you said that. His mom is Debbie Grayson on the show.
Yep. Voiced by Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh. You may know her from You may know her from Killing Eve. If you don't watch the show, also a dope show. Check it out. And the Pops, which is also the most strongest person in the world.
Yeah.
Omni-Man, also known as Nolan Grayson, is
also known as J. Jonah Jameson. Also known as J. Jonah Jameson. Also known as
the dude who was mad crazy with that movie about the kid that was drumming and whatnot. He was like,
"Oh yeah,
get your ass up!" Actually, I never seen the movie, but I just saw the trailer.
AKA Spider-Man's boss, is J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons is in there, huh?
Yeah, that's who it
is. J.K. Simmons out here.
I think he's doing a fantastic job of playing Nolan Grayson. Like he's really selling me on, alien man with ulterior motives that can't be trusted.
A lot of times you feel like, he's like a nice loving father, but then it's like, whoa, he's kind of like removed from like humans in a way. Like you get like an inkling. They're not giving you a lot, but you could sense like something's off about how he like feels and views other humans or whatever. I wanted to get like a little premise. I'll just read the premise from here. It's Mark Grayson is the character. He's a young kid in high school. And he's basically, it starts off as a normal teenager, and it says except for the fact that his father is Nolan, the most powerful superhero on the planet, who also is an alien. Shortly after his 17th birthday, I completely went over that. I forgot it was his birthday, and that's why he got his powers, literally. But after that, he began to develop his powers kind of late that his father points out, and because usually from his father's planet they get their powers a little bit earlier on in their teenage years or whatever. Yeah. So his father kind of thinks he's never gonna get the power, and then he finally gets his powers out of nowhere after a big ass fight with a bully in school, get his ass kicked. Sucked that he got his powers literally, like, it seems like it was the next day, but maybe it was like a couple of days apart from that.
No, I think it was later that night, actually.
He got his power. That triggered it. His beating triggered his powers.
Wait, which beating?
That beating from the bully, because he was thought that he was stepping in.
Yeah, later that night, because he goes to work, right? And he's taking out the garbage.
Yeah,
he's probably just thinking.
And he just throws the bar. He's like, "Oh, I threw it in space." He tells his mom at the dinner table later on that night. But like that's just the beginning, and then things kind of like set off from there, right?
Yeah, it just picks up and does not slow down at all.
Things kind of set off right there. But anyway, that was the beginning of that was the beginning. That's giving you a little synopsis of it. We give you the Grayson family. There's more characters. There's a lot more characters. So they start you off by showing you like the equivalent to Justice League
universe,
and they're called the Guardians of the Globe. Sorry, of the Globe, and you got War Woman, who's basically like a Wonder Woman, right? Mm-hmm. Being voiced by Laura Cohen. You may know her as Maggie from The Walking Dead. You got the Green Ghost. Green Ghost kind of was giving me like Green Lantern vibes, but not really.
She was like Green Lantern. No, they say she's based off Green Lantern, but honestly, it really felt like she was kind of based off Martian Manhunter.
Because she was like phasing through stuff as
well. The same way Martian Manhunter phases through all of this shit, like.
So she's being voiced by Sonequa Martin Green, also Sasha from The Walking Dead.
Shout out to Sasha.
She has like this green full body encasing.
She has to like powers. Eat an emerald, swallow it, and then like a green suit, like a green screen suit appears on her.
A juju beam. Next, you got Martian Man, who I assume is really what they're trying to play as Martian Manhunter, as they say right here. He's like a shapeshifter, and his body can also like bend around people, like wrap around.
He's like Mr. Fantastic in a way, where he's able to stretch his body.
Yep, and that also is. He's also another actor from The Walking Dead. You may know him. I think it's Tyrese. I think his name is, right.
But you really know him from The Wire. Chad L. Coleman as the prisoner who was released and has to work for Dacon or for Avon Barksdale. Yeah, good show. Go watch that, The Wire.
And also you got Red Rush, who's basically supposed to be the equivalent to the Flash of DC,
or Impulse, or Quicksilver,
and he's a Russian speedster, and
which is cool. I don't think we see that many Russian heroes. Colossus.
He actually is being voiced by Abraham from The Walking Dead.
Michael Cudlitz.
Michael Cudlitz, yeah, Michael Cudlitz. Next, you got Darkwing, which is basically like Batman or Nightwing or the Bat family. Anyone from the Bat family who happens to be black. Also, I forgot to point out who's black in this. All right, you got another black character. Green Ghost is also black. Obviously, you know because she was voiced by a black woman. But yeah,
Martian Man isn't black, and he's voiced by a black man.
My fault. I know they didn't make him a human, so the only way you could be black is if you're human. Sorry, aliens. But yeah, he is voiced by a black man. Okay, so Darkwing is voiced by Lenny James. You may know him as Morgan from The Walking Dead. You just got the whole lineup is all Walking Dead. So let's just get to who's next. So who's next? Who we got?
Oh, and the last two people to round out the Guardians of the Globe would be Aquarius and Immortal, and they are both voiced by
Ross Marquand. You may know him as Aaron on The Walking Dead. I feel like they're about to all come up to a panel right now. I'm about to ask some questions because the way we just did that.
All right, guys, have a seat.
Towards the ending of the episode 1, you're hit with that crazy scene where they all the Guardians of the Globe are called to their headquarters, and you just get the whole like, wait, you didn't call, so who did it? And then they see Omni-Man out of the left field coming at them full force, and Red Bush comes to the rescue, dodges Omni-Man, and then you just feel like, oh shit, Omni-Man is trying to attack them, or was he trying to like train them? I forgot who he saved.
But now it's like the stake, like that was a good way to raise the stakes. You introduce the Justice League, kill them off. Now your main character has to help save the world. What?
But also, your main character's dad is the villain. But I
don't know if he's the main.
But
villain.
The first thing you see, like the person says, like, "Wait, this can't be happening. His mind must be under control of something like that." So,
yeah.
So I don't know what's going on. So that sets up another plot. Like, oh, there's more intrigue. Like, what's going on here? And I think that was like one of the hugest standouts from like the first 3 episodes for me, at least. What else you got?
That would definitely my favorite scene from episode 1 would be the fight between Omni-Man and the rest of the Guardians of the Globe. I like how graphic it was when he just crushed Red Rush's skull.
Oh, that was gory. That was a gory fight.
Then Darkwing comes. He's like throwing his gadgets. Like that shit is really going to affect an alien. Darkwing gets his leg grabbed, smashed on the ground.
Then another smash.
Then tossed
to
Green Ghost.
Green Ghost, yeah.
She catches him, fist through her head. I'm like, oh shoot, damn, this guy did not come to play. But it makes me think, like, these are superheroes. Would they not want to protect themselves? I guess because they see their friend is the one that's killing them. They're like in a state of disbelief, and that's why he's able to kill them as quickly as he was.
Where's the kryptonite, right? Like, where's the kryptonite to stop this? Like, what is his weakness? Also, they have that whole GDA, the Global Defense Agency. It's like, wouldn't they have? Do they have something? It seems like where their minds are at, that they would have something in store as a plan B if Omni-Man ever gets out of control. Because you see how they're doing, like, oh, put him on ice. We may need him for later. It's like they already have that mentality. Like, they'll use the bad things to fight something later on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do they have something? That's just something in the back of my head. Do they have something?
I don't know with the GDA. I feel as though the GDA was not prepared for Omni-Man, honestly.
Before we even start, because we just mentioned GDA, we did the Guardians. So the GDA is a global defense agency that they have on the show. And it's basically like the little governing body that kind of like controls the operations of the superheroes. The leading person is called Cecil Stedman. And he's being voiced by your boy Walton Sanders Goggins Jr. I've never said this guy's name out fully before.
Goggins Jr.
But you may know this dude from mad Quentin Tarantino films. He's always like playing some like
Django.
Yeah, he's always playing some like antagonist, but not the big bad, but like someone like right underneath that's always like annoying the lead character. But so he voices Cecil Stedman, the director of the GDA. He oversees all operations related to the world's superheroes, helped by his ability to teleport and ropes in Invincible once he starts as a hero. Oh. After the death of... I didn't know that. After the death of the Guardians of the Globe, he begrudgingly lets Damien Darkblood investigate for him. Damien Darkblood is another character who's like... Who are you trying to like compare him to?
I would say he's kind of like Hellboy. He's a little bit like Rorschach. He has a little bit of both of them. Basically a demon detective who's trying to find the clues of how the Guardians of the Globes were murdered. And he seems to be on to Omni-Man, and Omni-Man doesn't really like that right now. So we'll see where that storyline takes us.
And who's voiced by Clarence John Brown III. Yeah. And then another person in the GDA is what is his name? Donald Ferguson. That's kind of like Cecil's right hand man who's always on the scene. He wears some shades or whatever like that. And it seems like he's like I said, he's his right hand man. He'll like be like doing other work and blah blah blah. Who's he played by? He's played by Chris D Mantopoulos. Was he Greek? Yeah, he is Greek. Mantopoulos. Where's this guy from? I know his face, but I can't really put a name on where he's from. So he says he's from Silicon Valley. Don't really remember him that much in Silicon Valley. And The Good Girls? Okay, cool. Funny. Either way, he's a funny character in there. He definitely adds to the comedic timing and mostly dramatic scenes or whatever. You know what? Something they just mentioned here, and that I kept seeing Cecil do, is that he does teleport a lot, and I thought that was something with their technology. But it seems like they're trying to say that's his ability. Like, he is a superhero in a sense. Like, that's his superhero ability. I thought that was like the tech that they have. It says he oversees all operations relating to the world of superheroes, helped by his ability to teleport. I thought that was always a gadget he was doing. Like, that was some type of tech. They're saying that that's a part of his ability. I don't think he actually ever spoke about it, or anyone ever asked him about it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But what were you saying before?
I just wanted to say that the GDA.
You don't think they have something in store, in plan, or in store for like if Omni-Man ever goes bonkers?
No, as advanced as they made the GDA out to be, they showed like right after the Guardians of the Globe die, you see like GDA agents come in and they have this crazy equipment that they put it on Immortal's body, and Immortal was the character who got his head decapitated, and this technology that they have on him it looks like it's about to save this dead man's life.
Yeah.
It doesn't work, but that's how advanced in technology they are, and even with all that advancement, I don't think they're anywhere near close to creating something that will hurt Omni-Man, because as we see in episode 2 with the Flaxans, this alien race that experiences time much faster than humans, when they come to Earth and go back, they create super advanced technology so far into the future that robot character that we'll talk about later, he assesses and says, yo guys, we can't handle this, we should just give them the city and retreat. Omni-Man comes down and takes all of those shots unscathed. Nothing happens to his suit, nothing happens to his body, he's good, and then destroys them. So I don't think the GDA agents have anything close to keeping Omni-Man under wraps. And as you see,
maybe
Cecil and Nolan, aka Omni-Man, they have a discussion where Cecil is like, hey Omni-Man, when are you going to join? And Omni-Man is like, nah. And Cecil's like, oh, you just don't want to take orders from me. And it seems as though Omni-Man has a problem with taking orders from other people. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to see where this relationship is going to go into the future, because now his son may join the team and he's not a part of the team. It's very interesting.
Well, give me more of some of the other scenes that stood out to you.
Oh, so my favorite scene from episode 2 would have to be when Alan the alien, voiced by Seth Rogen, comes down to basically see how Earth's defenses are against alien threats. And Alan is like,
that was a good scene.
Wait, this isn't Earth?
This is the Earth? No, this is Earth? This is Earth is that with an E or U? That was funny. My whole scene was funny. Like, when he kept saying, wait, are you taking your time out? Like, what time out? It's a part of the rules. What rules are you talking about? That was a funny scene. That was a good one.
I really enjoyed that. That was a nice little comedy, and I like the world building that they did with that scene.
Because there's like another universal perspective of like there's another. There's like another larger type of governmental enforcement where they say, oh, if you want to be a part of this, well, we're like a United Nations where we protect each other and we have a system and whatever like that. That's actually pretty interesting. Also another thing that I liked was, I think, was this episode 3 when he was basically on like that like study date with Amber.
Yeah,
but he had to dip. And he had to go fight that earthquake dude. What was that guy's name?
Dr. Seismic.
Dr. Seismic. I like the scene where he was like basically reevaluating. He's like, what? He's blowing up Mount Rushmore. And he's like, these guys were all slave owners and racist or whatever.
That's one of my favorite.
But then he was like, look at how you're dressed. You're pandering to the roles of whatever. That was all funny.
Male audience.
That was a funny role.
But I made this myself. No, but that's actually another scene that stuck out to me in episode 3 with Dr. Seismic trying to blow up Mount Rushmore. When he blows up Abraham Lincoln's face and he's saying all of these presidents were racist, I thought that was very interesting. Obviously, we don't want to blow up a national treasure like that, But with what he was saying, was it false?
No, it wasn't.
I don't think so.
It was.
Yeah,
not false.
Abraham Lincoln emancipated the slaves, but why did he emancipate the slaves?
Why did he do it? He
To
did that
cripple
shit
the
to win
South.
the war. Yeah.
Yeah, to cripple the South. It was an economic strategy. It wasn't done out of
He was speaking facts,
Person,
but what he was doing,
beliefs, morality.
it's like the whole Thanos thing. Like, you're talking facts about this and that, and we see where you're going, but like you're killing innocent people
killing,
in the place of it. Like, yo, that's still.
Was he killing people though?
I mean, the tourists were there. They were about to die. He had to save them.
They were. If he had done it when nobody was there, maybe.
At first, when he was fighting, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like an easy work for this dude. But I kind of liked the way he had going on with his like bracelets. He had like earthquake bracelets, and he even like makes a little joke of Invincible. He says,
like,
look,
those are earthquake
bracelets. But he was really putting on work. Like, he was pointing to the ground, and then the ground just.
Then he flew up,
and he was like blowing people back by clamping. I was like, those bracelets was really getting the job done.
Do you think he's dead?
I don't know, because it seemed like he did that on purpose. Whatever he did, he said, and he did that, and he kept going further in. I felt like he could have easily just did some shit where he got close to the lava and just hit the braces again, and I don't know what would have came of that. I don't know if he went a different way, but I honestly don't feel like he's dead. Because they never truly showed it.
Yeah, we didn't see out of all of the bodies that they showed us.
They didn't show him die, and I was like, "Come on, you!" At a show like this, they're gonna show you some gory shit, and they did not do that at all. You know. So, do you have any other scenes that you think that stood out for you that you really enjoyed thoroughly?
Yes, and the last scene that I enjoyed very much would be from episode 3 as well, with the clone brother or the Molar twin?
The Molar twins. I think they're like
twins?
super blue skin, superhuman. Superhumans, I guess, super strength humans, whatever.
I liked how they escaped from the jail. They're just eating chicken pot pie, and they're like, "Damn, we gotta escape on chicken pot pie night." But all right, I'm trying to get my freedom, and then the real Mauler twin grabs his clone and is like, "Isn't it obvious what I'm going to do? I'm gonna use you as a meat shield," and then uses him as a meat shield and proceeds to escape that high security prison and go off to enjoy his freedom. That was a dope scene too.
Also, before we even go into the other section of this, you gotta mention. For honorable mention, I'm going to mention Mahershala Ali did play a character, and that's like the first villain he actually Invincible takes on. It's about this dude who turns his body into stone. I didn't even know that was Mahershala Ali. But the other scene that stands out is the last part of the Flaxens fight when Omni-Man finally does show up from being arrested or whatever, and he goes into that dimension there, that tube or whatever, and he's in their city and world or whatever, and he says that line. He's like, "Whoa, Earth is not for you to conquer," or whatever, and then you just follow by him just like destroying their entire civilization. I like that one skyline shot where the sun is like setting and everything is like orangey red, and you just see him like slice through all the buildings and explosions go off. I was like, that is a fire.
Where you see the satellite in the foreground, and then the planet is in like the midground, and then you see like all the shit.
And you see him do like that big ass Z in it, and he just zigzagged the whole. That was pretty freaking fire, I must say.
I don't like the fact that we're seeing like a love triangle evolve so early right now. I think it
with Adam Eve and
Invincible and Amber,
played by Zazie Beetz. Also, Adam Eve, another set of superheroes. She's a part of like the Teen Titans
the team
group,
the teen team.
Yeah, and she's played by I think who's that? Karen Gillan? Gillan Jacobs. Oh, what you call it?
What's her name from Community? Yeah.
I forgot her name. What's her name from Community? Britta Perry from Community. I didn't realize that was her. Yeah. So that's happening, right?
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like right now. I feel as though it would be cool if we saw that maybe later on. I just want to see these characters, in this world. I want to see them do their thing before I see them fall in love.
Yeah.
But we'll see where that goes. Maybe there's something to be said about that in future episodes, because anything is possible. But for right now, that I would say is like the weakest part for me.
That's the weakest part?
My theory thoughts are crazy. I don't know if you guys saw Brightburn, but the character who is most like Superman, that Kal-El character, where he comes from another planet, he's on Earth. His parents lie to him, but then he starts hearing things from his spaceship, this alien language, and then he just has a switch in his brain, and now he's like a completely different person.
Is that what you think is happening right here with Omni-Man?
I think
he
the
heard
same
something?
thing is happening to Omni-Man. Maybe not that he had a switch. Maybe he was like a Manchurian candidate, where after his son, because all of these events happen after his son showcases the fact that he has superpowers. So after his son activates his powers, I think something inside of Omni-Man may have been triggered that may be linked to his alien heritage, just goes off and causes him to kill off all of the heroes on the planet. Why would he kill off all those main heroes? I don't know. To make it easier for the Flaxons to come in, but then he goes and kills the Flaxons. So I don't know what his true plan is.
I don't think the Flaxons are a part of his actual major plan. I do feel like there is something that he's holding back. The way they're cutting the show, you're seeing like little subtle moments, like at the dinner table when the son announces that he has powers, and he kind of like just like zones out. Like, why did he zone out? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then he says to his wife in private, it would have been like, I think it would have been easier if he never got his powers. Like, why did he say that also?
Yeah, exactly.
Also, like when he does go to the Flaxon dimension and he's killing them, he says that one opening line that says, "Oh, Earth is not for you to conquer." I feel like they cut it right there. And after that, he says, I feel like after that, to finish that statement, he's saying, it's mine to conquer. And I feel like they cut that off. And he has some like much larger scheme agenda. Like when he did the flashback, when he's talking to his son on the roof, and he's saying, "Oh, you know, I come from a planet called Volcrum or Volcrumite or whatever it's called, or he's a Volcrumite and his planet's called Volcrum," and he's telling them like, "Oh, at a certain age, we all go off to pick different planets to be the guardian of that planet or etc. etc." I feel like he kind of left something out. Also, I feel like there's another agenda that they do when they go to these planets, and it possibly is to conquer them. And right now, he's just playing good. He wanted to have a son. That's probably also part of the mission, to spread your seed on the planet. Also, maybe.
I just feel as though if your plan is to conquer that planet, why then give them the false hope of you being their hero? Like, why play into that heroic role when you're going to Raditz the whole planet away? You're not Goku. You're there, even though Goku was there to destroy Earth.
You know what could be happening here? It could be like the whole thing of Homelander and the boys, where it's like he doesn't want to scare everybody. He wants them to praise him. He wants everybody to like love him and like look up to him like he's a god of some sort. And I think that could also be a reason why they killed off the Guardians, because he felt like maybe they got too much of that esteem, where he wants that. Like, nah, I'm the god of this planet. You guys are getting too powerful. You guys are getting too big. Boom. Also, if that is the case with this theory that I'm going down, is that when his son didn't get powers, maybe he didn't want to have a seed. Maybe he knew that, if I had like a child, they could one day mess up everything that I'm doing here or whatever. And maybe he liked the fact that his son wasn't going to get powers. He's like, oh, good. I'm good now, because he's not going to be able to challenge me one day or whatever like that. And now the fact that he does have his son there, maybe, I don't know, maybe he's still going along with that. But also maybe he wanted to wipe out the Guardians because he felt like the Guardians are going to appeal to the son and make them good. And instead, he wants to raise his son to follow his agenda. Yeah. I don't know. Something like that. That's what I'm going with right now. I don't know.
And my last theory thoughts has to do with the White House security agent Steve and his son. The fact that they keep bringing up that mini storyline.
They're gonna die, bro.
I feel like they're just Steve and his son are gonna come back, and they're gonna do something pretty damn heroic.
That would be cool. Or they're just trying to tug at our emotional heartstrings for us liking these characters to just show us them just getting annihilated on one scene. Because every scene you see this guy come up to, it seems like he's about to die. And I don't know why they keep toying with us like that.
I would believe you, but it just seems... It would seem like a wasted opportunity. Like, you go through the whole painstaking work of establishing, I have a stepson, and my stepson doesn't like me, and I got him to like me, and he's working so hard, so now I'm going to take him to London, and now we're in London, and my stepson calls me dad. I feel as though if they just killed them, that'd be kind of... I would be let down. Not that it'd be fucked up. Sure, you're the writers, do whatever you want, but it would just be like,
no,
what's the purpose?
You could not like shit that the writers be doing.
Oh no, yeah, I wouldn't like it. Hence, but I'm not the writer.
Hence the last episode of fucking Game of Thrones. Nobody liked that ending. So
nobody liked that season.
Nobody liked that shit.
Yeah, so I think that Steve and his son are gonna play a larger role come down the line. What role? I don't know. Hopefully, it turns out that Steve is actually the original Omni-Man or some shit. And
imagine, that would be weird if that was the turnabout.
It'd be crazy.
But yeah, guys, that's our theory thoughts.
Like, there's a scene when Invincible is holding this old lady. He's trying to protect her, but then he gets shot with some alien blasters, and he falls on her. You would think if that happened to Superman, he'd be like, "Oh man, miss, you're okay, you're good." Yeah. And she gets up, "Thanks, Superman."
You know Superman's breaking that woman's body.
Son, Invincible shattered her arm and leg. They were broken out of their skin, like the bone was broken out, fam.
Gruesome.
Nah, they're not showing you that in no Marvel.
Gruesome, yo.
So go check this out.
Definitely. But yo, guys. This is our review. This is Cinema Geeks, baby.
Don't forget.
Invincible.
Don't forget.
Like this video.
What else?
Subscribe.
What else?
Hit that notification bell.
It's good for your health.
We out of here. Peace. Hey guys, I don't know if you heard, but Waves Club YouTube channel is splitting up into 3 different sections. You're gonna have Waves Club for all your comedy skits, then you're gonna have Press Play University for all your dope educational videos, and then we got Cinema Geeks for all your film related and media topics. And this will all be called Waves Digital.